Hello, this is Tea Time Poetry. It's Melvina Germain. Welcome to Tea Time Poetry. Come have a cup of tea with me. Lovely. I'm going to be reading some poetry to you today. First, I hope you had a great Christmas, and I'm wishing you all a happy new year. I'm going to start off my read today with a poem called I'm going to start off my read today with a little message to my grandson Dylan. We just finished Christmas, and it was so nice to see him and his little family together. God gave me a gift when He placed you in my care. Yes, He did. He gave me a special gift, and I knew I would always be there. Thank you for being you, and thank you, God, for giving Dylan to me. I would like to read to you a little poem called A Call for Peace. We ought to have grown wise as a nation after witnessing the hard cruelty of war, the havoc, the brutality, the ruination, something a well mind cannot ignore. I reach out to all who hear these words. Step up and speak against all wars. Need not the toll of death interred. Walk away from brutality behind old doors. Let the new day shine its glorious light as we thrive for an illustrious life of peace. Lower arms, walk away, refuse to fight. May the infinite blanket of serenity release. Wars, nothing but sadness, death, loss of hope. Another poem called A Bright Light. I've walked through storms, ran through the rain. I've trudged through the rubble, fell down hard from the pain. I'll never let it stop me from thinking well of tomorrow. A beautiful star will come into my life and help me forget the sorrow. Today a bright light shines. I see you in its midst. Let's begin the day with the sweetest, sweetest kiss. I think that's a beautiful way to begin each day with someone that you love. You know, sometimes we live in a neighborhood and there's always at least one person, not always, but sometimes there's one person that upsets the apple cart in the whole neighborhood. Someone who complains. And years ago, there was that particular type of person. She's not there anymore. She's gone now. And I wrote a poem when she was causing lots of problems in the neighborhood. A clique in my neighborhood, I call the poem. There's a clique in my neighborhood, one woman at the helm, wearing a mask of calm, yet a blaze seeps within. Oh, she's clean as a whistle for all eyes to see, but the grunge flows hard in great capacity. Yes, there's a clique in my neighborhood, thicker than mud. A vile, wicked witch, old demon in a skirt, a farmer's neck of a woman wearing old rugged skirts. There's a clique in my neighborhood with a mouth full of pain, a negative faucet spouting out dark rain. Be careful what you say, your words will be heard. A meddling bitch is she who'll share every word. By golly, there's a clique in my neighborhood with a following of muted doves, a whip in one hand with no sign of true love. Beware of her ego that hangs within trees. You'll often find her picking weeds on her knees. Aha, yes, a dang clique in my neighborhood, whose words are long and shallow, with eyes like a hawk and a knife for a tongue. Don't step in her mess. Watch out for the dung. A bloody clique in my neighborhood, who spoils all the good, lies raging like a fire with no remorse in mind. What a shame to watch over the festering weak and the blind. A clique in my neighborhood. Oh, dear. I'm glad she's gone, actually. It's very peaceful in the neighborhood now. A legend lives. A long time ago, I went to a beautiful event, and after the event, I was actually performing poetry, a little spoken word on the stage. And when I sat down, a gentleman was sitting behind me, singing sweet songs to me. Had no idea what was going on. My daughter was a little taken back. My friend was giggling like crazy, and I turned around and saw this big, tall man singing to me. And he was a legend. I don't want to say much more. I know people will know who he is. So I wrote a little bit about him as I learned more about him. A legend lives is the name of this particular poem. She walked into his pain, lonely arms outstretched in confusion, living with props, old instruments, antiques from floor to ceiling high, nostalgic memories, old voices of the dead, whispering tunes, a mind filled with sizzling lights and smoke-filled rooms. He remembers, after hours clinking glasses in a blues saloon, swear words bashing mouth to mouth, good old boys laughing belly deep, he lost his way. Perhaps a time or two, sadness clutched his heart so tight, he almost laid down, giving up the fight. But that old rock star, oh, there's not many like him, you see. He remembers while remembering. He relives and clings to his story. Tears fall like drizzling rain as he recalls so many nights living with excruciating pain. Still, this man finds reason to smile over and over again. The love of a good woman, he'll never forget. She gave his heart, something he'll not regret. She loved him with all her heart and soul. He has that with him while his body is growing old. Well, she passed away. Yes, she did. As he held her in his arms, her spirit shines, I want you to know. Not a moment goes by where her memory doesn't glow. One day he'll close earth's curtain too. A man who gave much music to me and to you. A legend, yes, a legend that will never die, etching smiles upon faces as they remember when, such a legend, and to many a dear old friend. 'Tis true. It's wonderful how some things happen and they just touch your heart and soul. And so I write about them. Changing a little bit here. One day we were in the neighborhood going to do a little bit of shopping. We saw a girl that we thought, I won't mention who was with me at the time, but we thought she was in trouble. So we decided to drive up to help her. And she was talking to a gentleman, but it just seemed like quite a wild sort of conversation. So we wanted to make sure she was okay. So we drove up to her and stopped the car and opened the window and said, "Are you all right?" And she looked over at us and assured us that she was just fine. So we realized at that point what might be going on, and we left. And I wrote this poem later on. It's called A Drugged Up Prostitute. On the wild side she lives, no love in her heart to give. She walks the streets of Calgary, eyes protrude with deep dark circles, cheeks red with the look of fire, lips mist with cherry red lipstick, vampire-like fingernails glow. She walks, uncertain, in a daze, tripping over her feet, and wondering, where am I? Where am I? In paranoid state, she makes a full turn every now and then. The look of fear upon her face, she yells, "Are you following me? Are you? Are you following me?" Away she goes into the night. No one to talk to, no one to fight. Wanting to find a man who will treat her right, if only for a moment or a lust-filled night. Her dignity was lost long, long ago. A beauty she was before using the snow, ravaged, used and abused, now discarded like trash can refuge. What will it take to turn her around, to bring her back and show her the good side of town? It may be too late for this cowtown girl. Remember her story and tell the world. Sometimes you have to be careful. There's certain people you can't help. They don't want your help, so you move on very quickly. We watched her for a while and realized that there was nothing we could really do for her at that point, at that time. See you at midnight is the next poem. Behold, I have opened unto you the door to my soul, uplifted that curtain of ecstasy, exposing sheer delight. Like a sea of love, you have enveloped me, embracing my being, showering me with emotional gifts fit for a queen. I'm intoxicated with your every word, soothed by your warmth and amazed by your gentle approach. Soft is your touch as shivers run through me, taking me to heights I've never known. In tranquil light, you pleasure me, whilst taking me on a journey I wish would never end. I'm one with you beneath diamond stars through the midnight hour until dawn slips away. I'll make love to you till the morning sun and long for you once again in daybreak until day is done. You come to me and spread your wings, and I will sing for you like an angel the most beautiful songs. I'll not say goodbye to you, for I know I shall see you again. Till we meet again, my lover, my sweetest friend. See you at midnight in the folds of lovers' bliss. Until then, know it is you I truly miss. See you at midnight. I wrote that quite some time ago, and I think I may have read it on YouTube once before. I'm not sure about that. I have one more poem I'd like to read for you called A Fool's Heart. We tiptoe around corners, whispering softly in the mix, afraid of hurting feelings or bringing forth old bags of tricks. She slapped you in the face, kicked your belly folds, but yet you cry in your slumber. A fool's heart continues to grow. Sometimes some people never learn. That's just the way it is sometimes, isn't it? Okay, I think I'm going to call that the end for this segment of poetry, and this was week number 39. And you know what I keep forgetting when I come here? The click and subscribe. Yes, please click the like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, thanks for coming by, and let's have another sip of tea, shall we? I love reading my poetry for you. Bye for now, everyone. God bless.